Oh,
camera? We're gonna start
yeah,
going to camera.
yeah. Okay, just a second here. Let me. Where's my camera? Show your screen.
Down low, the one that looks like a camera.
Got it. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. There he is. Oh, you're landing planes? What's going
on? There's construction going outside and barking dogs, so I got to get real.
Well, or get a gun. You can.
Yeah. Well, there are. It's legal to open carry in Missouri. Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forget where you are.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So I was cruising around Florida, multifamily, with the one using RETA, Real Estate Deal Analyzer, and I started to see like 90+% of them didn't work in the multifamily, according to RETA, and then I maybe realized that what it's showing me.
RETA, it's giving you the rent for one place.
Yeah. Well, that's hello. Yeah, that's the thing. So I just wanted to confirm that. So that opens up a lot of stuff. You can eyeball it and kind of get an idea from the outside.
Yep,
you know, whether you want to go. Okay, so that opens up things a good deal, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and you just confirm it when you call. Are you calling all these?
No, I'm not calling all these.
Why?
Well, I'm calling the ones that were green until I realized what we just went through.
Okay, good. As long as you're calling them, as long as you're calling some of them, because they'll confirm anything.
No, I got another property from that same guy in Florida who was going to get back to me on Monday. He had family problems. He texted me, but he says, "But I got another one on the." Anyway, so he shot me another one that is not that is on market.
Okay.
And so
what's the address?
Well, let's see here. Let me just it's 1162 West 21st Street. And it has numbers 1 through 4. I don't know if that's critical. Jacksonville.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, a little shoebox.
Well, you know, and then I looked it up on where was it? One of the it's supposed to have rents of around $1,600
per unit.
Per unit, yeah.
Great. Okay.
But I don't know. Does it have pictures there inside? Let's see. Yeah, this got 7.
A little bit inside.
A little bit, yeah. So.
Yeah. Did you call on this one? Nope.
I don't think I did. But no, I'm just being brutally honest. Yeah.
No, he always. Okay, we're going to call on it right now.
All right.
Let's find out what's going on with this guy. This is a good one. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Yeah, this is the guy. This is Eric. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You already talked to Eric or no?
I bought the other one, not this one.
Okay.
Well, he said
140 days.
Yeah. He texted me that I have another one you may want to look at, and this is it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll call and we'll work on it right now. Let's see what he's got to tell me.
Oh, this is Eric.
Hey, Eric. I'm calling about the looks like a fourplex on 1162 West 21st Street.
Yeah, Yeah, what questions can I answer for you?
Yeah, so it looks like it's been on market for a little while. What is the market not liking about this place?
A lot of people don't like the location because it is right off of Moncrief Road.
Oh, gotcha. Is that what's that road? I mean, I'm not familiar with the area, so I'm trying to get educated.
So, without saying too much of something that I'm really not supposed to say,
Yep, I get you.
It's got a bad reputation. That's all I can really tell you.
Oh, okay. So,
But I mean, the property itself, I mean, it's a cash flowing property. The current owner doesn't utilize Section 8 because he feels like it takes too long to get tenants in. But if you wanted to utilize it, I believe that this is something you need to verify with HUD, but I do believe that they will allow for like up to $1,400 a month.
okay. And what's it renting? What's it renting for now?
So he's got them rented out in between 900 to 1,000. He could probably get 1,000 for all of them, but like I said, he doesn't like to have vacancies for long. So
Gotcha.
as soon as somebody leaves, he wants to try to fill it.
Okay.
As of right now, we do have a current vacancy. Unit 4, the tenant just abruptly up and left.
Did he have a lease or was it month to month?
He was in a lease and he just disappeared.
Okay.
So essentially, he essentially broke his lease. But other than that, there's been a long-term tenant in there. There's an older lady who lives there, and she's on disability, so she's more than likely not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. He just had 2 other units rented out somewhat recently. One of them seems to be okay, and the other one I don't really know a whole lot about.
Okay.
And then he still has that one vacancy, and I know like the guy had a dog in the unit, and then the dog did some damage to it, so he's supposed to be fixing that up and then trying to rent that out. But other than that, it's not a bad, it's not a bad property or anything. It's going to have some cosmetic stuff here and there, and but I think, like I said, for the most part, it's a lot of people just don't want to be in that area.
Gotcha. And
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% it does. And how firm is he on his 385 price that I'm seeing on Zillow?
So it's really going to depend. I mean, so just between me and you, he's told me that he needs to get what he put into it.
Okay. Which is,
and I can't really tell you, but he's got to pay off his mortgage and he wants to try to essentially get back his down payment.
Oh, gotcha.
The reason why he wants to sell it is because he is a gas station owner. And he wanted to, try getting into, property management. He feels like it's not for him, and he wants to get his money back out so he can invest it in another store.
So he is sick of it.
Yeah, it's just, when he did it, I still don't think, I don't think he really should sell it, to be honest, just because it is cash flowing.
Yep.
But I just think with all the other stuff that he's got going, because he owns 2 gas stations, he had a dump truck company. He just has too much on his plate.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of feels like this is just not really his cup of tea, and he'd rather just focus on his other businesses.
Okay.
But I mean, like I said, it cash flows. So, but as far as his price, what I can say now, if you do decide that you want to move forward with it, and you don't bring your own agent, I can save him some on commission.
Oh, nice.
So we could have a little bit more flexibility.
Okay, and that
makes
will
sense,
happen for sure. I won't need my own agent for sure. Let me ask you this. I mean, there's sometimes when people are okay with, and I've done this with several properties in Texas, where I just come in and take over their mortgage. Does he have a good mortgage? That's what.
So I've gotten quite a few offers like that. And he's not been entertaining them. He wants to just do a flat out sale.
What is his what's his feeling about that? Like, what's the reason he doesn't want to?
Because he wants to get out from under it. He doesn't want to have something where he still, has to be responsible for the mortgage. Now, the kind of mortgage he did was a DSCR, so there's no assumable option like an FHA or a VA or something like that.
Yeah, I do it in a kind of a different way. What we do is he puts the entire thing into a trust, and I purchase 90% of the trust from him. It's kind of a cool way to do it because then we're not worrying about assumability at all. But it's an option. I can always go over it with him and explain it to him. But
you're more than welcome to email it to me, but he'll more than likely decline it.
Okay,
so I've got
I'll trust that.
Quite a few offers like that.
Yeah, because he's got an okay loan. It's not. I mean, he's at 6.64. It looks like adjustable, so it's not that great on the loan anyhow. Okay, and then so he just needs his down payment out of this.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, pay off the mortgage and pull out what he put into it.
Just so I
Not
don't
necessarily, like different various little jobs that he's done here and there since he's owned it, but
sure. Well, just
but,
so I don't waste my time, if I were to come in, I mean, I don't like to lowball, but I'm going to run the numbers when I've got a second here. The price might come down just because I'm not sure if it cash flows, but you're saying it does cash flow, so that's always interesting to us. What has he been turning down as far as cash offers?
Well, most of the cash offers that I've received on this are from wholesalers, and they're coming in under 300,000, and it's just not even a point to even present it.
Oh, they're under
Which
3?
I mean, I do, but it's
that's not what I. That's not
with this, but yeah. So
yeah, I don't want to do that. That's not where I mean, I get what they're doing, but yeah. Okay, well, cool. I'm gonna run some numbers, and I'll circle back around.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, just feel free to reach out with a number regardless, and then we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's had it on there for a while, and I totally get the. He sounds like he's got shiny object syndrome, where he's got so many things that he likes to do, and that this one just didn't work out. Okay, I'm gonna run and check out the neighborhood too, and see how bulletproof it is or not, and we'll go from there. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, take care. Bye. Okay, so that gives you a lot more information, right?
Yeah, sure does.
So he's above 300 on his asking price is 385, but around 300 is going to be something a little bit better. I feel like Eric's got a relationship with you because he offered it up to you to let you, he reached out to you, which is cool. Let's run the numbers real quick at 4,000 a month. Let's see what it does.
Let me get okay, you're on Atlas, yeah.
So I'm just in the underwriting part of Atlas. It's
okay. Yeah, I'm taking notes, yeah.
It's super simple. It makes life easy.
Okay.
So we're 8, well, we're 5 plus, 4 plus. Property taxes, we'll have to look that up. Let's just do a simple, if we do an cash offer price of $350. Well, here, let's see where he's at with what he wants at $385. His rents are $4,000 a month, almost. They're a little bit less. So we're cash flowing, 508. Now taxes, we got to figure out taxes and insurance real quick just to make sure that we don't underestimate, but Zillow's got that for us. And so there you go. There's property taxes, 574. So we're going to see 600 and 150. Okay. I always overestimate, but also it's so much easier to remember 600 and 150 than 574 and 128. So when I'm switching, I can 600, 150.
Does Zillow have insurance also?
Yep, 150 for insurance.
Oh wow! All right.
Okay, and so
yeah,
that kills us a little bit. Now we're negative cash flow. Okay, which is good because it gives us a reason to say, and probably why everybody's been coming under 300. Let's see, is it cash flows at 300? So you see the 352 up in the upper hand corner, 325. Let's see what it does. 178. So honestly, I mean, he said people are coming in under 300. I think we need to be like 305 would be the price I would offer him and tell him.
305 cash.
Yep. 305,000 is where I'd be because we can get 317 out of it. But he's also got to realize that, first of all, I know he's saying the rents could go up. but that's a whole process that takes a year to get people in and out, and especially if there's people that have been living there forever and they don't want to kick people out.
Well, now, are they all month to month, or no? Some of them are on lease.
Sounds like, yeah, it sounds like one just bailed. It sounds like everybody else is month to month,
Okay.
from what I can gather from him.
Well,
But
that may be good then.
Yes and no. Their rents are super low. So here's the deal. He said potentially that could get $1,400 a month, right? So let's add another $1,200 to 4,000, make it $5,200. Now let's look at the difference between $5,200. See, it cash flows $1,277, but at the current rents, it only cash flows $317 at that purchase price. And so your argument with him is, hey, I feel like I'm giving you a low price, but it also kind of, the biggest problem is you guys have renters in there that aren't paying the full rent. And so you can't have it both ways. You can't have, this can't be a charity case and you want your money out of it at the same time. So, and we know what he owes. He owes $242. And so that way he'd be walking with about 60 grand after the loan's paid off. So it could be something that's interesting to him.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Oh, somebody can't hear. Can anybody else hear? Just so, let's see if Omar's got it. It might be on Omar's end or not.
I'm hearing good.
So that's where I'd be with this one. Okay, cool. Because and again, this is the fact that we know what he paid. It looks like he paid $329 back in 2024, but his loan, he's paid off a bunch of his loan. Oh, his loan was $246. So I don't know if he really did pay $329. Those don't jive. Like he must put down a massive down payment for his loan amount to be $246, but that's sold for $329. Minus 246. Yeah, he might have put down $84,000, and so they're saying that he wants to get his down payment out of it, and that's probably his down payment. But it looks like it's. I mean, this one's okay. This is somebody, you got to get somebody in there that likes that neighborhood. And so what's cool is, like, if we put this on Investor Lift, we'll go right to people that buy in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
I'm just wondering how, didn't the listing say it was centrally located? That was one of the bonuses of the thing.
Well, that's potentially a really nice way of saying it's near a freeway, which is near a freeway.
It is, yeah.
And so it's super, that's sometimes not very desirable.
Okay.
Being near a freeway. So let's see.
Yeah, well, it's near everything. It's near a major, and it's near two major freeways.
Yeah, but there it is. Okay, so the picture that we see on Zillow was very handsome. See how clean it is, but the reality of it is this. This is in March of 2005. The lawn's hammered, everything's hammered. Yeah, that's why he's getting low prices. But
is that the one with all those trash bags out in front? Yeah,
that's your property.
I saw that. Yeah.
And so we gotta also say, hey, does it look like this, or does it look
number
like
one or number two? Yeah,
because this is March, and so they're kind of misrepresenting it a lot. This is kind of a, it's not a really great neighborhood, but here's the good news: these guys are building a house right here. What I would do is I would call the builders. Looks like they built a house right across the street too. That looks new. So it might be a place that people are starting to renovate and make nicer. So I don't know. I don't love this one. It's okay. Bad neighborhood, but these guys, does it have the name? No. But they're renovating in the area. So, but still, I mean, this is a different representation than they had on Zillow.
Yeah.
So it's a low ball. You got to come in under 300 along with everybody else and apologize. Just say, hey, I ran my numbers. The only time we start making any profit on and blame it on the rents. And so offer them, say, you know, the best I could probably do, I would go way below the 300 mark. He's already told us that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So it's almost a thing that you just say, well, when he's ready to be reasonable, we'd probably have to be at 385, not or 285, not 385.
Okay, and then would you pivot almost immediately to I can give you your listing if a set of payments?
No, I don't, because he doesn't own it, because he's got a mortgage on it, and so you have to own it completely for us to do that.
Got it. So this may be a wash to cut to the chase.
Yeah, I mean, what I would do is I would call him, and because you haven't talked to him yet about this property, right? No need to tell him that I talked to him already.
Yeah.
Just take the information you got and run these numbers and just say, golly, I'm running my numbers. And the biggest problem you have, and that 285, that's not at the right. Hold on, let me see something. Oh yeah, that is. Say at less than 4,000 a month, because it's probably 3,800, because he's got two at 900 now, one's not rented. So it's probably 3,800 a month. Yeah, just tell them the rents just don't support this being any kind of an investment that somebody's going to want. Especially, you know, and just tell them, say I looked at crime, spot crime.
Yeah.
So you can go in and you're basically making the second phone call, because I just gave you all the information that you needed. By talking to them, and just, you know, just be smart and just be like, you know, like, hey, I've really looked over this place. Thanks for sending it over. But, you know, there's a lot of crime. But again, I don't know. I got to be honest. Spot crime doesn't really do much for me. I guess I trust him when he says it's not very desirable, just because of all the freeway activity. That's usually a good sign. But the crime isn't. I mean, spot crime's not giving you a ton of crime right in that area. I don't know if
what people, because I lived in when I was living in Richmond, California, real close there, people would run in from the freeway, do something atrocious, and run immediately get back on the. That's what happens, really. I mean, robbery or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a property that I know and love and I own, and it looks like there's a ton of crime. But this is my office that I'm in right now. And so I don't know if I trust spot crime that much. I mean, it's not a bad neighborhood at all. I mean, I wish I could show it to you, because it's like, it's all industrial and it's, you know, it's beautiful. So, yeah, I never really trust spot crime.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. The other thing I just wanted to bring up, just maybe briefly, is you had mentioned several times in conversations to other people about pad split type situations and multifamily. People living in a home that are unrelated, and there has to be special zoning for that, actually. So have you done any deals like that at all?
I haven't, but I'm hearing more and more that people are doing that. I mean, it's just because economically it's feasible for people that can't afford a place.
That I get, but the reason I ask that is because Jamil Damji is one of the pros at this. He's Pace Morby's sidekick. They've been buddies for. Anyway, he used to do Pad Split, and he claims that their fees, because they're a management company among other things, and their fees went up an exorbitant amount according to Jamil. So he started to do his own thing. And his sister manages it. And one of the keys is getting a dependable contractor, because you can turn a 3-2 into a 5-2 or a 6-2. But and that's easy to say, but basically it's getting vetting contractors that are capable of doing that. And it's just basically taking down walls and rerouting maybe electrical and plumbing if need be, but the end game, and obviously with you it's going to be bridge funding for that, but the increase when that's done, it is a cash machine, serious cash machine.
They tend to be really, really good.
So I just wanted to throw that out, but I think one of the keys is just getting someone on your team, on our team, however you want to put it, that is capable of execution.
Yeah, for sure.
That's number one, and number two is the float money you'd need to do that with. But the end would be you got a real cash cow, and there's all kinds of uses for something like that, according to Jamil. He says that city governments are now knocking. He's going a lot of demand for his ability to do this now.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, no, I'm sure it's something that they would love for, some of these places to be able to house more people. A lot of it is they need to be close to some of the requirements are close to a bus route, and also a large they have to have a large driveway, because if people do have, you got 6 people in there and they all have a car.
Well, that's it. The other thing, which may be obvious, it should be like in a B or C neighborhood.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Good.
I just wanted to plant another seed, because as things go on, who knows what's going to pop in 2026. I'm just saying,
Yeah. No, I like that. That's cool. Good.
Thanks, Trent.
Good observation, sir. All right. Trevor, what's going on?
Hey, Trent.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I think Tiffany just she sent an email about some documents.
She sent them today or yesterday?
Yeah. I'm not sure about the timing, but for me, she sent it yesterday. Today. Yeah, it was today.
Okay, today.
Yes.
And what is that, Tiffany?
It's Tiffany.
Yep, got it right here. All right, let's see. And I think we had some questions. Yeah, because we just had to clarify her $2,000, because it sounded in the contract, it sounded like it was $3,000. And so yeah, I got that email and we responded to her.
Oh, okay. No problem there.
Yep, it looks like we're good to go. Let's just check on investor list. Let's see where we're at too. That is this one, right? Yep, there it is. Starting.
Yeah.
See what's going on with it. See if we got a few more outbounds. We had one inbound. Not a ton of interest in this one. So we got to figure out. Maybe it's something you go back to her and just say, you know what? The price is not gelling. Does she know you're a wholesaler or no?
She doesn't know that.
Okay. Sometimes there's a point where we go, hey, you know what? I've decided I'm not interested in this, and so I was going to sell it to some investors I know, and nobody's really interested in it either. Is there any way to get the price down? Okay.
Yeah.
Because what did we get it for? 29?
Got it for 30.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be time to say, you know what? I'm not as interested in this as I thought. I did more work on it, and it seems overpriced. And it's a weird thing to do, but it's just not getting very much. And you got it down to 30. Yeah, I think we need to get it down to 25. And let's see if we can move it at 25 and see what she says. I mean, she doesn't care. Her commission's based, she's got a fixed commission of $2,000, and just say, hey, go and check and see. Being a 2-1, it's hard. A lot of the investors aren't jumping on that, but yeah, check in with her and see. Because if we can drop that price, then that will help us a ton.
Okay, Trent, I'll do so.
Okay, thanks, bro.
No problem.
Take it easy. All right, guys. Okay, life's good. Where are we at, you and I? Are you still just going to stay on the bleachers? We ever going to get you on the bench, at least? So you're at least on the floor? Let's see what he says. I've got such an itch to help you out, but it's, again, all I can do is give you what you give me, you know what I mean? So I would love to help you out. But I'm not sure. I might be up in LA. Why? Do you want to meet up?
Yeah, he wanted to give you a present.
Oh.
On your birthday.
Oh. What do you want to show me? Now it sounds like I'm getting in your white van. Let's see. What do you want to show me? Are we going to go look for your puppy? Is that what you're telling me? Just jump in the van. You'll be fine. Okay, let's see what you got. I had a feeling. And I bet you have candy in that van too with your puppy. Yeah, I'll let you know when I'm coming up. I'll if I don't have anything on plans, right? No, it's regard to what this Discord leaving me hanging. Hey, actually, are you licensed yet as a lawyer? I might lean on you for something because I've got I want to file a lawsuit. Are you licensed yet? Are you a full-fledged lawyer? Have you passed? Oh no, not yet. Okay. Are you familiar enough with the legal system to know how to file a lawsuit on our own? No, I wish. District. No, bigger than that. Well, we can talk about it offline for sure, and we'll see what you got. It's going to be 100. Yeah, I've done small claims. If you guys ever have, I mean, this is totally off subject, but if you ever have a small claims court case that you need to do, there's a company called, and they were awesome. I think it ended up costing me like $300, but it's called the People's Clerk. Is that what it is? Oh shoot, maybe they're gone. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it was great when I used it. It's called. I thought it was called the People's Clerk. Nuh-nuh-nuh. I think that's it. Maybe it's just People Clerk. But if you ever have a small claims court, this thing's sweet. Checking my DMs right now. That wasn't it. Oh well. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't last, but they were great. It was super easy. They filed everything for me on a different case. Checking my DMs. Let's see what he got in here. Got a deal under contract, 205. They weren't budging. Do you think it's profitable? Also, would you like to JV on the? I will JV on anything you guys have. Let me see what the. I just need the address, Orlando. Is it the one that's above? Let's see. The one you sent on November 26th? On Fulton? Which one is it, Orlando? Do you have the address? Coming back to the chat. Yeah, the small claims are simple. Orlando, I just need an address. You didn't provide that. And you can put it, there we go. Check in now. Oh, is it the one? Okay. I'll look. And so, do you want to hide this or is it cool to put it out? Tell me in the chat. It's cool. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let's check it out. So, it's a multifamily, I think. So, let's see real quick. Let's just run it this way. Okay, I remember this one. Clean one. And so they are not going below 205. Is that what we said? Going back to your thing. Hold on. I'm going to look at your. Unit 1's vacant. I'm sorry, Unit 2's vacant. 750, 750, 700, 750. So we're looking at 1,500, about 3,000, a little less than 3,000 a month. Got the deal under contract at 205. Okay, I don't think that's a bad deal. Let's check it out. 4-bed, 4-bath. So each one's a single. It's a 1-bed, 1-bath, and they're renting at 750, except for one of them. Let's take a look. Let's see if Atlas lets us search it out. No, I don't think that's gonna be horrible, to tell you the truth. Any chance on increasing the rents? Okay, so definitely can increase the rents. Yeah, if it cash flows at 205, it might cash flow. Where are you trying to sell it, Orlando? Too many windows open. Okay, yeah, it's not gonna let me in too. Hold on, let me shut some of this stuff. Okay, let me find it here real quick. Stand by again. I lost it. Let's see what it did. Do you know? Do they have? Do they own it outright or do they have a loan? In terms of wholesale, yeah. How are you you've got it under contract. How are you trying to sell the contract, and how many days for inspection do you have? That's not it. Yeah, in terms of wholesale. Let's see, 250. Mortgage. Okay, they have a mortgage. Where'd it go? And you got a 205, and their estimated loan balance is 188. I'm not hating this one. I don't think it's bad. Let's see, because I think I told you to get it around 200, and you did it. So let's run it in the underwriting tool real quick. Okay, if we do cash, here's the property. And it is 4 bedrooms, 4 bath. Property taxes. Let's find those out real quick. Okay, property taxes are 250. Insurance is 100. 250, 100. 250, 100. And I don't think there's an HOA. Offer price is 205. And does it need rehab? Do we know? And we're talking 3,000 a month. Let's call it. It's gonna be a little less. Let's call it 2,800. No assignment fee yet. Yeah, you cash flow at 457. Yeah, you're good at 205. Send it over to me. Hey, can you guys send Orlando a sheet to fill out? I don't know, we changed the name of it. It used to be called the student help form, but it's a JV agreement. If you want me to, I'll get this thrown up on Investor Lift. How many days do you have left for your it's all in the DMs, I bet. Yeah, that's one. Not sure if it's owned outright. It isn't, to be honest, just learning for the best option insurance. Just cosmetic rehab. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna send over a JV sheet that we've expanded, and it's a type form, super easy to fill out. It's gonna ask you a bunch of questions, and then we'll throw it up on an Investor Lift. And we can, if you do that today, I can get it up today. Let's get it out and see who's out there and see who is interested, and we'll do some researching. Investor Lift lets me know who is buying in the area, and so I think you're good on this one. I like this one. You did great getting under the contract, and you're saying you don't know what you're doing, but you did it. Okay, I'm considering it done. Here, I'll give you my email too. If you have any information on it at all, send it over so we can start building anything I get from you guys, I throw into my Trello, and I create kind of a little book of what it is. So Marilyn's probably already working on it. But what I'll do is I'll come into Trello, and we have deals during live stream. And what we'll do is I will add a list. It's right here. Boom. And then I'll put Orlando's name in here. Orlando, give me your first and last name. They want to close before the 31st of this month. Oh, Tebow you're not Orlando at all? I call you Oh, okay, so it's Orlando Tebow Samuels. Got it. Or Tebow Orlando.
And his phone number, please, as well.
Yeah, and give me your phone number as well.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if it's Tebow. Which one's your first name? Orlando or? Yeah, Tebow Orlando Samuels. Okay, we are going to put it in here. And so Marilyn is going to send you a thing to fill out. In fact, she'll just put it in the chat. And there's your phone number. Got it. Okay. Good. We'll get this thing rolling today. Boom. Okay. And then the address is this one. It's in Canton, Ohio. And so this is how I stay organized, guys. It's a great way to stay organized. There's the address. I should put it up here too. Well, I'll put it there. And I give myself prompts of all the things that I need. And so what will happen is I'm going to send to Orlando a type form. He's going to have all these questions to answer. We're going to put in the other thing we do to make life easier so we don't have to go and find it each time, is I put the link in here too. And so right at the top, I'll put the link, and there we got it. Okay. And we like it because the rents are $750 times, well, let's call it 30, what we say, 2,800. Okay, cool. There we go. We're on our way. So that's the, hey, I appreciate you. Let's get this thing done. Okay, good job, Orlando. Great. To get that under contract is excellent. So guys, it's that easy to stay organized. And so, oh, the other part I like to do, I'm a visual guy. So like, I know that that's not his property. I know that's the wrong one. I know this is his property. So I save the image and I'll save it as the property address. In my downloads, and then I just simply put it in here. So, oh, that was magic. Marilyn beat me to it, is what she did. Okay, and so now I know when I see this property, I know who it is. Oh, good. I've got a buyer that wants to do a phone call. Should we do it with him? You guys want to hear it? How's that sound? This is a good buyer too. I think he's more of a Morby method guy. Yeah, let's just call him. I'll tell him, let's do it right now. Yeah, let's do the call right now. Okay. Do it. Oh, Marco's going to do one too for us. Okay. Nice. Marco's back on. He's doing it. Marco has a full-time job too, so he's getting he's got a lot on his plate. Hey, TikTok, just so you know, what we're talking about is wholesaling properties. And so if you guys want to come in, it's in the Discord. Go to my stand store and just click on it. It's 100% free. I'll help you however I can. And it's super fun. If you have no idea what you're doing, that's who I want coming in. Also, if you're the guys that go out and you spent all that money on a guru and they charged you $10,000, but they disappeared because they weren't available to talk to you, come to me. I'll be available to talk to you, and I'm completely free. The only time any money exchanges hands is once we do deals together. And so I'll JV with you. I'll help you through it. I've got all the sources to get deals done. Got nothing to lose. I'll do my best to motivate you. I will also do my best to kind of check in on you and see what's going on. So here he is. What's going on, sir?
Good. How's it going, man? Sorry, it seems I've been hit and miss today, or the past couple days.
Yeah,
so I apologize.
I hated you for it. So you're you're dead to me. But no, I guess I'll talk to you. How are you?
Man, I'm good. You know, when you've got rental properties, you know, you either have to say, "Oh, I hate being a landlord," or you take the perspective of, "Man, I get to chase squirrels out of an attic." You know, I get the pleasure of doing that.
Lucky me.
That was my day yesterday of figuring out how did squirrels get in this attic, because I've got a tenant that like, there's something scratching on my walls and I don't know what it is. So
where are those? Where do you have those in Ohio?
Nashville. In
Nashville, okay. Because yeah. I've aligned with a property management team that they have many doors in Iowa. And they're getting the broker's license. And so they're trying to do what they want to do is offer high-end management at a low price because they've already got their team in place. And so they're like, why not? We should help out people. And I'm like, yeah, these smaller investors. So they're like, yeah, anybody with 50 doors or less, we want to go after those guys and help them manage theirs. But they're not in Nashville yet. I'm going to tell them that they need to get their broker's license there. But yeah, they're doing Orange County and they're doing Iowa to start off with. So that's something to be coming soon, hopefully. And they'll chase the squirrels. You don't have to.
Oh, man. It's one of those things that like I just started in 2020. So like I've just been, because I only have 2 rental properties in Nashville and it's a 20-minute drive. It's like, I don't mind to do it myself.
Yeah.
And you know, I haven't gotten to 50 doors yet. So 50 doors would eat every bit of my time to manage that.
Well, and that's why these guys came in, but they'll do anything 50 and less. So they will do 2 doors, fantastic. Which I think is really cool too. Yeah, because I definitely, my mom's going to be on their list because she's 91 and she's chasing squirrels too.
Wow.
Yeah, today she's chasing mold. So, or supposed mold. We don't know if it's mold or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a bulldog. So what are you thinking about these Ohio properties? So
I got to be honest.
Yeah.
Like part of my, I don't want to say job, I would say role in our team is like getting loans. Like I'm the guarantor on our loan. And then, because that's where I was like, well, let me talk to Drew. Let me get with Drew on this. And like, so he's, you know, obviously he wrote up the LOI and his role is, you know, acquisition, closing deals. He gets sellers on the phone constantly. And we love using wholesalers. We love bringing people deals.
Right.
To the point now where we're buying properties with wholesalers. So
good.
We're buying, and I think how we've structured this deal specifically is an equity position. So if that's something you're interested in, essentially you would be paid out as if you were the wholesaler, but it might not be the same amount of money. So you would get paid and an equity position in the LLC, because the seller in their seller finance has a 5% equity stake in the buying LLC.
Right.
So if that's something you're interested in,
absolutely. My goal is buying properties. I would love to just know exactly what that means. Like I own, just with my video production company I told you about, I own probably 100 different businesses I own a piece of.
Wow.
And it means nothing at all because they never paid me. and I've never gotten any money out of it because they went under because they weren't managed right or whatever it was. So I get approached with a video production company because it's a massive expense and it's usually their marketing expense. And so when they don't take off, I don't chase it down. It's always been just kind of one of those things I've done to help out. But I'd love to get a better idea, especially since now we're talking a freestanding building that we would be a part of. What it means, what it means monthly, what it means yearly. Is it something that we only cash out at the when we sell them? All that kind of stuff. But I'd be interested for sure because my goal is to own properties.
Yeah,
I've never been a good partner. I've always done anything I've owned has always been my own, and so it would be new to me. But I'm always interested in looking into it for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, it comes down to just if you want to be an owner, it comes down to understanding the idea of depreciation and appreciation.
Yep.
Not necessarily. Okay, let me take that back. Not understanding, because I think anybody in real estate understands those terms.
Right.
It's more like,
it's the expectations of it.
It's more of like, this is the reason we're buying, and everyone talks cash flow, and so we're between Drew and I, we're the crazy people that we're doing these deals only specifically these stack methods because we can pull cash to cover negative cash flow.
Right.
That's what we're doing. So when people were saying this is not a good deal, it doesn't cash flow, we're moving on. We're saying we know that it doesn't cash flow, we're going to buy it anyway, because we're looking at a long-term appreciation value versus just a month-to-month cash flow. So it's a pretty dramatic stepping stone from someone that says, well, I put 30 grand in, I want my 30 grand back plus some in 5 years.
Right.
Because we're buying this $0 out of pocket. So to us, there's only the return of buying property and then using it for leverage, appreciation and depreciation. So that's how we look at buying property. So I never got a number out of Drew on what this would cash flow on the terms that we sent you.
Okay.
So there's a walkthrough today.
Today,
right?
yeah.
Are you in Eastern time?
I'm in Newport Beach, so I'm Pacific, but it's Eastern time in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Eastern.
Okay, so it's noon now, and it's 2 o'clock for the
walkthrough.
So it's basically in 2 hours.
And hey, and I'll be frank, I've got 7 buyers going, so it's going to be a crowded walkthrough.
Oh, cool. And that leads me to my other point was if they have an offer at their asking price that's more conventional, I'd say just take it.
Yep.
If I'm being completely upfront, we're looking at paying you around 12 grand in a JV agreement to get this deal done.
Okay.
So that's I had to talk through it with Drew to really understand how the structure goes with a wholesaler. So we would have to recreate the PSA. So when we wrote 57 to be paid close of escrow, we really mean 57 to be paid to the seller. And
Gotcha.
We would want this LOI to be sent to your seller so that they kind of get an idea of how much cash they're going to get in their pocket and then how much they're going to net overall for their house.
Right.
So they should get $380K. And so the selling point is of the other 6 buyers, if none of them are offering 380 and they want that number, we're your buyer.
Okay.
But with the caveat that it's going to take us at least 60 days to close.
Okay.
It's possible now that we have lenders in place, and those lenders have worked with us, we can close in 30 days, but I'm not, like, we've gotten to so many hiccups with appraisal process. We've gotten to so many hiccups with HOA fees.
Sure.
It's
real estate.
Essentially dumb. Like, don't you guys want to make money?
Yeah.
So we are confident now we can close in 30 days, but it's, we're working on a commercial loan right now, and we've been in it for 60 days, and they're just now telling us that we can't get the loan. So
how much is the loan for?
Do what?
How much do you need on the commercial loan?
I think it's just 400, like 400K, I think.
Okay, I've got a guy, so let me hook you up with him too, because I'll check with him. He usually doesn't do anything less than 3 million, but that's the other part. Yeah, but the fact that you're doing a commercial, it might be more enticing for him because it's a simpler process for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to reach out to him and just see. So 400K, and where is it?
400K. Here's the thing. We are buying these Morby method, and we're using transactional lenders.
Gotcha.
So the two words that are extremely hard to find are no seasoning, no sourcing.
Right.
And there are very few lenders that will say, we'll take your money and we don't care where it comes from. Like, it's just,
and my guy is not one of those. I forgot that you guys do everything Morby. But I think there's such value with the fact that you do it, because as I'm seeing things that are wobblers, but like they want a big down payment or whatever, because I've got that other one, but Baltimore you turned down just because it's too far east, I'm assuming, right? It's just in the wrong place.
So wait, what now? I got lost.
No problem. Like Baltimore, the one I sent you from Baltimore, that's a great Morby method just because of what they want down. But you turned it down just because it's not within your buy box state.
It's not within, yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, no, I mean, I'm all for it. Let's cool. I'll throw that out to them for sure. If nothing else, hopefully they get a lot of people lowballing today. And then I'll come back with the 380. I love the fact that you're not adding the assignment fee. You're doing that separate, correct?
Yeah.
I love that, actually.
And it's essentially we're pulling extra cash out. It's over leveraging. Like, this is, to me, this is the gray area of this type of deal. Is we want the sellers to be aware of what we're doing, but we don't want to be so detailed that it kills the deal.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it seems, it is, you're on a tightrope. I mean, it's no question that there's like, if it's not done correctly, then it is kind of strange.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I appreciate, no, the way you guys are approaching it is so much better, because I'm kind of anti-Morby method until, well, like I told you, I need Dr. Drew so he can put me over the edge, and I'm still on the fence.
Well, I'm not as good as he is, but what are you on the fence about? Like the legality?
Exactly,
or
what you said, where there's a little bit of a weirdness, and it is seriously just the weirdness of it. Once I understand it, and I can be like, okay, we over leverage because here's the benefit down the road. But the bottom line is, I mean, you guys are, I mean, you're pulling how much money out of like a $300,000 property? Like, this one's 380. How much are you pulling out of there? Like 20 grand?
So the thing is, because it looks like a cash deal, I'm trying to, I used to pull up a calculator so fast on my computer, and now I don't have it anymore. I just made the switch from a work computer that I worked for a company, and I just quit. I don't know if I told you that.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but at the same time, I've been using a PC for forever, but I've always been a Mac guy from my production days.
Yeah.
And I finally have a brand new Mac laptop that I got from Costco for like $700.
Oh, nice.
Very excited.
Oh, welcome back.
But I was like, I don't know where a calculator's at.
On the Mac? Just go down. It's in your. It's in the bottom.
We'll see. I like it's just something I haven't done yet. I just went to applications and found it.
Okay, yeah, but
go.
you can always get off the bar on the bottom. It's right in the middle usually.
So
that's why I have a physical one, because I hate using the Mac calculator. I like to use one that's just actually
like on the desk.
Yeah, this kind.
Yeah. It's physical. Well, I mean, like I'm using my keyboard. Like I bought like a $20
the extended.
It's got the keypad on the side, yeah, and it's actually the exact same one I used for work, so it feels kind of the same. But anyway,
okay.
So out of the 380 purchase price, we could potentially get 75%, which is a loan for 280. So, but we could get that, but we're not going to get that full amount. More than likely, it'll be around. I think because if we use a transactional lender for 300 and we'll say 330,000, he's going to charge us probably around $5,000.
That much? I thought it was like $1,200.
He's going to charge $2,500 just flat to use him, and then it's like another 1% of how much we're using, or 1.5%.
Yeah.
I don't shoot. I'm just guessing. So with 57 down, another $5,000 to use his money. Closing costs. I mean, I'm guessing around $20K or $15K. So we're getting close to like 80, and then there's your fees. I'm really bad at getting all of these numbers off the top of my head.
No, that's
but
cool.
I'm guessing it's going to be around $100,000 to get the deal done.
Right.
So there will be probably a mortgage around 100 to 150. Even though we have the ability to pull 285, we're not going to do that. There are people out there that are pulling the max amount of cash and then just letting it default, and then their business goes bankrupt. I mean, it's a brand new LLC, so that's
those
kind of
those are the ones that that's where I am like,
Yes, and so I've made friends with this lender out of Utah, and he said, I am not going to lend on these types of deals unless you tell the seller exactly how much money you're going to pull out. And we went back and forth, and it's like, I get what you're trying to do as a lender, like make sure on a liability standpoint, he's a part of a transaction and he wants the seller to know exactly how much money is being leveraged on the property. So if we were to foreclose and the seller finds out that we over leveraged by 280,000, he's like, he or she would be like, I had no idea, and they could potentially sue us for fraud. But we are upfront with the seller that we are getting a DSCR loan to cover all costs to get it done.
Okay.
And between you and I, just being frank, we are pulling out money to pay ourselves.
Sure, of course.
For our time in getting this done. So that's what I'm saying. It might be around 120. So technically on a 380 purchase price, we pull 120. We're over leveraging the property from 380 to 500. Isn't that right? Let's see what percent of that is 380. So I do 380 divided by 500. So it's 14%. 14% over leveraged.
Okay.
If I think that math is correct. We kind of came to an agreement with our lender that if we could keep it under 15%, that he would feel good lending on it. And then, you know, we've tried to stay under that 15%. And then he came back to us and said, I've got this form and I want you to fill it out and I want the sellers to sign it. He felt like it's a gray area and he would feel more comfortable as a lender.
I like that a lot.
And I'm just like kind of going into the depth of the risk, because essentially he's saying that, you know, if we default, the seller would immediately lose that equity. Drew likes to argue the opposite and say that's not true at all. Being that they're at risk of losing that seller finance note, which is, I mean, in this case, $323,000. That's a lot of money to just lose to the wind. You know?
Exactly.
But the way the structure is on the LLC, if we stop making payments, and we talked about extending it further than 60 days, but I think that's what it's currently set to. We miss payments. The sellers take over the LLC. So the LLC doesn't go bankrupt. They get the LLC back within 60 days. There's no need to foreclose. They immediately take it back. To be honest, I have not looked into how that's done. But essentially you could take us to court and say, you didn't make payments for 60, 90 days.
Yeah, you were breaching contract. Yep.
I'm taking legal ownership, changing the operating agreement to 90% the seller, so they take control of the properties again, and they can sell them again. So essentially, they take back their equity and they sell the property again. And being that they own the LLC, they also own any bank accounts opened with that LLC. So we keep a stash of cash in a bank account. Excuse me, for the LLC. So if there's 50 grand in that bank account, they would immediately inherit that 50 grand, which is the same as their down payment. I'm just sort of looking at that. So for any sort of incoming costs for the mortgage, that's usually paid on that, and anything that goes wrong with the property, that's what that cash is for. And that's kind of why I say 150, we're pulling, we call war chest. Like,
sure.
I think Pace named it war chest, for if anybody tries to sue him, he's got money to go to war.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So there's money to go to war with squirrels, hiring a handyman, a hot water heater. I mean, you name it, windows breaking. Of course. That's what that money's for, so that it's specifically for this or these 3 properties. So that's, again, probably way more than you wanted to know. But
no, it actually isn't. I mean, that's exactly what I want to know. I really like your lender. I like the fact that he's I'm massively upfront about everything, and so the less shady we can make it, the better, in my mind. But no, that's interesting. The only thing I would love to be able to give the seller is the way that they get the house back, so they feel a little bit more comfortable. Like, here are the steps. You call the courthouse and you file this and this, and then it doesn't even go to court. It's heard by either like somebody that's outside the courts, or something that we can like point them to the parachute if they need it.
Yeah, in my sales pitch, it's like, you immediately take ownership of
but do you
LLC. Do what?
Do you really? Like, I mean, okay, I own this LLC, but how do I prove it?
That's kind of where I don't know the legality portion of how
so
you take ownership.
I think a great way to sell more of these is to button that up and say, hey, and then if that happens, you call Jimmy, and Jimmy is a transactional LLC coordinator, and he immediately goes and changes your name in the LLC as the 100% owner or whatever.
Yeah.
If you can have that out there, I think people would have a lot more faith in it, because they are. I mean, they're lending you money, and they're not a bank. They don't know the ins and outs of all this stuff.
Yeah.
So,
And we've got, it's sort of like our TC that we hire to do these transactions.
Yeah.
Has, I mean, they're their own company. They call themselves, oh my gosh, I just went blank. But they've got an attorney on retainer to handle their seller finance documents. And what was it? Basically the finance, because technically it's a transaction outside of buying the property, which is outside of title and escrow. It's just done by a real estate attorney.
yeah.
I'm going to give him a call and say, like, basically giving the sellers his information to prove, hey, this is the last time I got a payment and I have not gotten another payment. And I think it's, in my brain, it's as easy as sending it to him. And maybe there's legal costs and saying, I need you to change this document. Operating agreement for an LLC.
Right, but that should be kept in
from
that LLC bank account. The parachute or the fire extinguisher, $2,000, $5,000, whatever it is. That hey, here's where it's going to be, and here, all those are the things that I'm like, I've got a bad taste in my mouth unless I know. Okay, I can talk to this independent lawyer that's got nothing to do with the deal. And he's going to be the guy I call when things go bad, and he's already paid for. You know what I mean? And so, like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, if he's already paid for, that's pretty cool too. I don't know if that's how it would work.
But you know what? I mean, you could probably work a deal out with a lawyer and say, hey, I've got these things happening. I'm going to pay you up front a third of your rate or a tenth of your rate or whatever you want to do. And if it does blow up, you win. You win because we're paying you up front, and just make it one of the transaction, the line items. But if it never happens, he never gets, it's just free money that he gets. So get a massive discount from him. More than likely, the work that he's going to have to do is going to be negligible, because he's just changing some names. I think that's cool. I think that's it's a way more straightforward map for somebody who is going to accept this kind of a deal. Mm-hmm. And I think they'll be 10 times more comfortable. And I think we could sell 1,000 times more of them, because as it stands now, it's very like, so you just get the house back. And it's like, no.
It's very vague. I get it.
Yeah. What does that even mean? So cool. Oh, I'm glad we had this talk. This is great, Richard. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. And honestly, trying to pull more people in that are really good at selling like you are. and getting contracts signed. It's like, if we can team up and
absolutely
be a part of the team of like, hey, you own 25% of this, with the two of us.
No, I'm all for it. I just have to vet you guys, make sure that, because you don't call back on Mondays and Tuesdays. So,
apologies.
No, it's totally cool. I like this idea a lot. I think it's really good. And if we can make it Sesame Street style, like where hey, when you do this, and if this happens, then you do this. Like, if we give them all that, forget about it. We could do these deals all day long, because the key is making people that have no idea about real estate, they do know that they own a house.
Yeah.
Letting it be something they understand that's the whole battle.
Yeah, 100%. To the point where I was telling you about this lender that I have, that he was saying, if you've got an investor that you're buying from, he said, leverage as much as you want. And that's what, and I sort of was trying to bring up the fact that he was all over the place. And he was like, just don't do this percentage. And then he's like, well, if you can size up the seller to say, like, he's a savvy investor and he understands the risk, leverage 100%. I could care less. And then he's like, well, to know for sure, I need this form signed. So, and to be upfront, like, he's a really great guy and he really wants, I think he's getting away from doing these because there's so many people that are abusing it.
Right.
And I think that's where that point came from, where less and less people are going to him to do these types of transactions because they have to fill out that form. And honestly, on the last deal, we were 60 days in and he wanted me to present that to the seller. And I was like, they're going to back out. Like, they're not going to sign that.
Well, yeah, that's a day one form for sure.
Yes. So we haven't cut ties. I still keep in contact with him, but our last 2 transactions, we haven't used that particular lender. But he is very much, I think, in the same boat as you are. Is kind of why I brought him up on. It's very risky for the seller, and really to me, the only big selling point is you are going to net what we're saying the purchase price is. And a lot of these deals are 5-year balloons. So if you can sell us the property and wait out 5 years, or I think,
and you're good with 5 years? Is that too short?
This one is a 10-year. We can go down to 5.
But the dream is 10.
Ideally 10, because we know that in 10 years, we feel confident that the buy down rate and appreciation will get rid of the over leveraged, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the goal. It's like we can do 5, as in we are willing to take the risk of 5 years because we don't know if it's going to appreciate for what it needs to.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also the clause right underneath the 10 years is saying, at the end of 10 years or at the end of 5 years, and the interest rates aren't as favorable or better as they are today,
right?
The month at closing, we're going to ask for a 1-year extension. So if it's a 5-year, it could be pushed out a year to the point where the sellers are not willing to extend or can prove that interest rates are favorable as they were in the year that we're buying. So
and I think a lot of sellers are going to be okay with that because they've gotten used to it happening, and they're So I think it's a great way for them to get a bigger down payment. The pluses for them are that roadmap of what to do if things go bad. All that stuff. I think I like the way that you're approaching this. I think it's really cool.
Well, fantastic. So if I can get you on board and you feel confident about it, I know that you can at least steal some of that confidence into the sellers. So
absolutely.
But that's kind of where we're at. And apologies for not really clarifying that.
No problem at all. No, I think it's always going to be a conversation. So it's great. I really appreciate it. Okay, sweet. Now you don't have anybody to go over there, but we're going to try to get you extensive pictures of everything so you can see what you're looking at for a while. And then we'll just see what happens. I love the fact that we've got something better that they're not expecting. I haven't talked to them at all about it. So it could be like, oh, dang, everything fell apart. None of the buyers wanted it. And then I'll say, well, I've got these guys that are going to come in. Because I've got 2 different. You sent me 2 different offers, right? One, I'll have to look through it. Was it? No, that's a different one. Because I want to do one with a lower down payment and see if we can do a down payment closer to what they are looking for now, and then surprise them with it being a little bit higher. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So because that
I was going to say, I just pulled up the LOI and it says 12.5. And I feel like we put a little bit of, I want to say like this offer expires in 10 days or something.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, if you want to, if you want to revisit the LOI too, go for it. And I mean, if you can, do 2 different offers.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because I mean, right now they're looking for, I think it was 40. Where are we at? No, 57 was where we were at, right? I'll look at it. But I mean, yeah, let's try to entice them by, because I think that down payment for you guys is nice. It's nice and low. It's not the 50%.
Correct.
But
it is. Yeah.
Because tell me, does that matter to you, the down payment, or does it matter because you're over leveraging anyhow and you're pulling it out?
Well, if we got, I think 40 to 45% down is a sweet spot, and anything over that, it gets real tight, because we're trying not to over leverage so much.
Okay.
And it does matter, as far as getting over 55%. The Morby method doesn't work. Otherwise, we're coming out of pocket to pay for fees, so to speak. And also there are minimums with DSCR loans. So that's why at least a minimum of like $100,000. We've got another guy that says he can do 80 or 75,000 as a DSCR loan.
Okay.
But a lot of them want it to be at least 100 and above.
Right. For people
better rates and stuff. But,
yeah, I get it. Okay, cour
But that's the story.
All right. Well, I'll let you know what transpires today. They're going to be walking it here in a couple, probably an hour and a half.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'll keep in touch. I'll let you know what's going on.
Perfect. Yeah, as long as they are turnkey.
Yeah.
And they aren't like decrepit, needing a ton of work, then yeah, we're totally all in.
Okay, cool. Beauty.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much.
We'll talk soon.
Okay, take care.
See you.
Okay, guys, does that help? It sure helps me understand it better. Let's see, guys, jump on stage. Anybody that wants to talk about this, because or just raise your hand, because it's one of those things where it's such a mystery, this Morby method stuff. But I really like the fact that they want to, they're willing to put together the exit strategy for the seller if things go wrong. So that's a huge deal. What do you think, Draper?
Well, just as you guys were talking, I want to spew out something. So with the DSCR loan, you can evidently get from about 70 to 85% of the value of the thing. And I wrote theoretically, let's say it's a 500K property, and you got 75%, which would be 375K. And let's say the loan was 300, so that would wipe out the loan, and then the DSCR would go into first place, and the 75,000 then could go towards to the seller. They said they had an equity of 150. And you gave them 75. It's what's that? Deduct 75 from 150. But anyway, yeah. Hello. Okay, thank you. That's right. The squirrel stopped for a second there.
No, I got you.
But that's what I was saying. In other words, you get X amount of dollars with the DSCR loan, and if the loan covers more, which evidently it can, than the mortgage on the thing, then you'd have money to give, a bit of money to give to the seller, maybe even a bit of money to give to yourself. I think that's what he was alluding to.
Exactly. They're pulling money out for themselves for sure.
Yeah, and then the seller could seller finance their 75K.
Well, they have to own it outright for it to work. First of all, there's no mortgage in this that the seller has. The seller, in order, again, anytime for any kind of seller financing, the seller has to own the property. You cannot seller finance something that's owned by the bank because they don't own the property. So they own it free and clear.
Well, I wonder how's Pace doing it then?
I don't think he's doing it with people that have a mortgage.
Are you sure?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know Pace's teachings.
Yeah, because it's a two-part system. I mean, he does use the DSCR loan, but I don't think he's getting.
No, but he's using the DSCR loan. It's not a DSCR loan that the seller has in place.
No, right. I understand that. Yeah.
Okay.
So whoever's buying it, but they're not gobbling up the whole property with the DSCR loan.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay, cool.
I'll let that cogitate a little bit.
Yeah, no, it is one of those things that, I mean, I really like the fact that he was talking about it. He, I think his partner knows more than he does, and so I'm going to get a hold of the partner. But what I want is guarantees for the seller. I want sellers to know that if this happens, this happens. If that happens, that happens. Like we need to put in place a way that people can get out of these things if it goes bad. The whole idea, and I mean, I've done my trust acquisitions, and they're going good because I'm paying every month. Like as long as we're all doing what we're supposed to do, then we're good to go. So
it really has to be at a kindergarten level as far as if there's not super clarity, if there's any foggy thing going on, then no, I get it.
Yeah, that's when it gets. Yeah, that's when I'm not a fan.
Thank you.
All righty, bro. Marco, what do you think?
So from what I understand, I really am not the most familiar with this Morby method, other than I know that
that's
it's
why I
very
wanted him
over leveraged.
Very over leveraged, 100%. Yep, they're over leveraged because they're counting on the appreciation. That's where I'm like, I'll go and gamble at a slot machine, but I don't want to gamble with a house.
It's a lot of money.
I'll throw $50, but yeah.
I've always wondered how we guarantee the house will appreciate by the end of the balloon.
Well, and that's what he's saying. If it doesn't, then you request extra years. So it's not something I would do. Like if I wanted to sell my property, I would not do this. But it is an option for people, and there's people out there that want to do it. I'm happy to facilitate it, but I want to make sure I know exactly where they're protected, the seller, because that's the sales pitch is like, hey, I mean, because I hate when people say, well, if it doesn't go great, you get it back. And they're like, well, that's where I'm there now, and I went out. And so you're saying my best case scenario is if everything goes to crap, I get to be back where I'm at. But if you say, hey, we're going to put in $100,000 in improvements, and then if we default, that $100,000 in improvements is yours. Well, that's a whole different deal. That's like, oh, well, you're coming in, you're fixing up my house, and the worst case scenario is I get my house back that's all fixed up, And so if we can do those kind of guarantees with people and let them know that this is what's possible if things go bad, then I think it's a great deal. I think it's really cool. But the over leverage, like you say, like on their side, I don't know if the over leverage makes sense. But it is
sellers
on the buyer's side because they're over leveraging, and the whole reason is because they want to put money in their pocket today. That's their motivation, is they walk away with 20 grand or 30 grand and the property. So they're getting everything.
And how do you even find these deals? Like, what makes a deal a Morby method deal?
Well, the ones that I've been finding, and Sharon's got one that kind of fit in there, but he didn't want it. Sharon, that's the buyer that I put the Baltimore property in front of. He doesn't want it just because that's not where he buys. But hers was we had two options, but the seller wants a huge down payment. And so that's when the Morby method is kind of triggered. It's like, okay, well, the only way we can buy this is a huge down payment. And they'll do seller finance from that point. It's the people that don't want to do 0% interest and all that stuff. They want a bunch of money up front to guarantee that even if things go bad, they still, got at least their down payment or their whatever they put into it or whatever. They're gambling with the equity more than they're gambling with what they put into it. You see what I'm saying? So if I bought a place and I put $100,000 in it, and now it's worth 200, I'm kind of gambling with that second 100,000. I would be getting 100 back. But if it's a place I bought for $100,000 and these guys are going to offer me $300,000 because they're saying in 5 years it's going to be worth that. Okay, now I'm gambling my I'm not gambling my $100,000. I get it back, and then the potential of $200,000 that fifth year is great because you're going to get more than you expected. And so it's the overpaying them is what's that's what incentivizes the seller.
Right. No, I understand that. I guess my follow-up question would be, what if the seller doesn't want to extend the balloon period, do you just have to give them back the house?
No, you pay it off.
And what if the buyer doesn't have the cash to pay it off?
Then you give them back.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I would do this for
forget
myself.
about that at all. I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. I would never be a part of it. On the buyer side, I don't like over leveraging. I don't like to hedge bets that this is going to happen. It just isn't something that I can't look into the future. I mean, it could be a windfall. Like the economy gets better, things start blowing up, and people are getting over offers on their houses. Yeah, you're in a perfect position because you didn't pay that much. It's worth tons. But we don't know. That's the hard part.
Yeah, I've actually had I don't know enough about the housing market and how it works, but I've questioned how the effects of a lot of wholesalers overpaying on seller finance offers is going to affect the market. Because if it starts to show that your neighbor's house sold for 20,000-30,000 more than what it's actually worth, because even though it's seller finance, it still shows that that's the sales price of that house.
Right. So does that help? Now you can charge that much for your house, or does it hurt? Because that's really not the value. I mean, we saw it in 2008 when everything was way overvalued, but people were going bananas. Everybody couldn't get enough of it. Everybody was over offering. There was 10 offers per house, and they were all battling against each other trying to get the house. When those things happen, it's, it was funny because at that time I was playing poker with a bunch of realtors, and we'd play every Tuesday night without a doubt. And then 2008 hit, and that poker game disappeared. Like nobody, we're good. We don't have any extra money to play poker. So you never know. You just never know. But I like staying safe. I like slow, methodical growth.
Yeah, the way I look at it is like we could easily lose $50,000 plus on one of these deals if they go bad.
Sure.
Lose a lot of money.
Well, we won't, and that's why I keep myself arm's length away from it. Is like, I don't want to. I'm not committing to that, but I'll help you get a deal done, no problem.
And how does that work with? So that's how it works with Morby method. Is it a similar idea with seller finances when these balloons hit?
So the cool thing with